That is right, and don't worry, guys. We have all the action ready to be covered here today. It is unfolding all across the Fortnite world map. Here's a little highlight from earlier. Coop's nice little sniper shot right there. From that,
Geltic can jump back into it. Someone else who's around that spot. You also have Kaz, who I've said is someone I'm expecting to do well here today. A little bit of an underdog coming into it. Only one mini and one chug splash going into the bush, needing that refresh. No. Maybe I spoke too soon. He has the build control, though. He's backed this one off quickly. Needs to try and get that splash and the mini off, but he needs to close this fight out. There is no disengaging. There is no second chance. He's taken this fight. He has to finish it now. He doesn't have the loot to get away from it. Kaz on the back foot, and no, I've cursed him. Aviv getting the elim. The henchmen are looking on, though, but Illis trying to close this one out. Will he come out on top? He's up against the wall. The player edits, and a very risky edit right in Illis' face. And if he wasn't reloading, Altsu would have been put in the back pocket there, but now he falls 84th, and Illis will have eyes out here now, knowing the player's coming in, but Illis is really playing aggressive here again. He's pushing off just a couple of AR tags, but luckily for him, the third party that almost eliminated him before actually helps him this time around, and Crip going down. Illis.
We did have someone get taken out there as well, just at the start. This was Skittles, but you got to think about it. The zone's closing in now, and there's a bunch of players behind them. This fight here, oh my gosh, the cone's going to play off. It's Rox who walks right into what is basically an ambush from Azers. He gets rewarded with all the loot as well.
Having the confidence to be like, no, I've got the advantage, I've got the drop, and going for those fights, and that's what you want to see. Today's the day of day. It's the grand finals, and you need to be able to back yourself. As you see Haji put back against the wall, someone I said to look out for, who actually won one of the games in the heats to qualify here on 20 points, so not a bad performance by any means, and he was caught off guard there and just relied on pure reaction time and aim.
With the upgraded AR now, if he finds a shot here from this epic AR, it's going to hurt. It's going to do a lot of body damage. There it is. It's 35. He's closing up. It only takes 2 body shots to finish him off because of the additional pressure from the rest of the lobby. And now Booga.
I'm looking at that hunting rifle. I mean, Booga, we used to see him in the driver's seat as well. The weeks we've seen him do so well, he starts off strong and he finishes strong as well. So Booga having a bit of a shaky start, needs to claw his way back into it. He's not performing poorly, but needs to pick it up a little bit. As we see here, 4 of the top 5 players have placed top 25 in all 3 games, showing how consistent it is at the top, and Age is picking up Thatch, getting a big refresh. So like we said, Monster, this isn't like EU where we see someone getting a big win and running away with it. Everyone's trading up, everyone's playing consistently, and it's going to 100% come down to the wire. So far, none of these players have shown they can jump that 10-11 elimination win. As we jump onto a replay with Skittles, who's on only 46 health, who needs to make something happen. Crash pads in the back pocket, trying to push back forward, trying to hold off a third party and a player aggressing from behind, and it's just the lobby focus. Doxy Fishy picking up the limb, and Skittles, someone who's been doing very well here today, going into this game on 6th place, falls just like that.
Crash pads are going to come out, and now he's forced into defense. He only has 45 builds, guys. This is not a lot.
Ooh. He's got to secure this. He has to get it. He does, and he gets the elimination for it too. So obviously we had the Nobu member Pabstow on the back foot as well, trying to push for that one. I saw it. There it is, the mythic Chug Jug. When you're going into endgame with no builds, no material, nothing, Booger needs to secure this. He can't walk away from it, but zone's coming in. Someone else took it. He didn't get the crash pads. What did he get? Did he get the material? And did he pick up the infinite Chug? We're going to have to find out when we jump on his perspective later, because he needed those meds bad. And I was just going to say, as much as those players in the top haven't really had their big game, any of these players can. We've talked about it, who's who. Booger, Stretch, players who have shown in qualifiers and heats, they can drop 8 to 10 elimination wins. If one of them does that soon, we're going to see a big jump up from someone else, and the leaderboard at the top is going to get even more stacked.
That is so true, and this is the time to do it. Halfway into the competition, we've seen players like Stretch pull off the marathon run, the back-to-back big games that he needs in the past. But if players like Blake stay consistent, these are the names that we're going to see continue to rise on up. Remember, Blake was shut down in the previous game, so this is a massive game for him right now. And he's doing big things for what is just a normal, common AR, showing that you do not need an upgraded loadout to make big plays. It is just dangerous in any hands of the best players. These pros find ways to make it work where the normies cannot. But we'll see, though. Asia's, on the other hand, is looking pretty good here. He's trying to get into some action. There's a player underneath him, I believe.
Yeah, and that's what's so important about the consistency. Blake drops a 14-point victory out from placement and 6 eliminations. He got 20 points in game 1, and I believe he was on, in there? He was about low 20s, 23 or 26 from this game, so that's a real big issue for him. He needs to find that consistency, but if he drops another win as Aegis trying to use his crash pad to go forward into this box, and this is a half-half zone that they now have, so that fight was so huge, because if Aegis managed to win that, not only was he going to get half the elimination, he was also going to get Kit's mythic loot, so Aegis was falling there so close to what could have been the game he needed, as Stretch is now below it, and Keox looking to have his game. If Stretch is in there, if Stretch gets his hand on this shockwave launcher, at the start of this season, he was known for it. He was playing caddy corners in solos. If anyone could win a game with that loot in the back pocket, it's going to be Stretch. And if he's identified that player has it, he is not going to stop until he gets it.
But guess what? Our first place is still in this game as well. It doesn't matter what kind of mythic loot is out there in the battlefield right now. It still needs to shut down what Class can do. And we saw if he gets his hands on something big, he runs away with the competition. First full moving is going to be coming in soon, and he's kind of in a shambles situation. He's middling as far as his loot goes. Only 30 builds. He does have just enough heals and stuff to hold him out, but it's not too much. It's not the winning loot that you want to see coming into this late game. The zone is going to favor him for what it's worth, so it gives him a few more beats here to look back and see what he can find, to see if he can pull some elims. He doesn't have a single frag right now. Remember, top 40 is the next placement that can be given out, so he can effectively walk away with still a few points just worth of placements alone.
Yeah, 3 points of placement would be good, but he's got to pick up that pace as well. He's got to keep up the pace, sorry. Eyes are on him. He is in first place right now on 40 points. And last time we saw him when he got the win, he had 7 floppers. So it is. It's looking like a very different loadout. And again, these are the players you want to watch out for who need something soon. Again, I know Zake coined it best. Do you have the loadout you need to win this game? No? Then get in. Try and get an elimination. That's exactly what Class does. Identifies that he hit him hard, but it's probably going to take too long to finish that one off. So now he's trying to find it. He's not just resting on what he has. And this is what you need. Takes down Uzi. You need the confidence when you're in first place. You're not holding on to your lead. You're pushing it. You're putting the pressure on those around you to jump up and take over control of this tournament. Make everyone put eyes on you and feel the pressure. And Class is not feeling the pressure here. He is putting it on everyone else with a big elimination. And now look at the loadout difference, Monster.
And more importantly, he picked up a launch pad there, but it's not going to be enough. Dwal's going to walk right through him, from right underneath his feet, breaks into the box. Names that are still here, though. Booga has high ground, battling it out with Keox. Keox, who has the mythic loadout, though. He does have the shockwave from Kit. You can see it coming into play right there. On the other side, Calc making his way to another endgame as well. I see AJ, Coop still in this game too. This is his opportunity. Only 2 points separates himself from second place to first place. Can Coop do it? He already has an Elam this time around, and he's got just enough loot to continue to inch his way forwards, but he's gonna need something big here. He's gonna need the impact elimination to keep him in the game, because he's even running out of medium bullets as well.
But this is where Coop shines. I said it last game. When things get scrappy and he drops down with that shotgun in hand, you can never count him out. We saw him get, what, Monster? 3 eliminations on less than 10 health after all the siphons. He was hitting shots the millisecond he needed to survive, and that's what I expect him to do here. Coop on the back foot now, has the splash. He's going to get them off, but what does he do next? How does he find the elimination he needs? There's a lot of players around him right now who will be running shambles as well. He's going to hit the crash pad and try and find something. Pushes him nice and far forward, but where is this player lurking? Where is his elimination that he so sorely needs? He's trying to find them, and there they are. They're behind him. He finds it onto Tabs. Tabs falls here, and Coop gets a little bit of the mats he needs, but no, he only gets 1 extra build out of it left to his name now, but Coop is pushing forward. He's getting towards those big placements, Monster, at 17 players alive.
Not only that, though, the zone favored him when he needed it most there, swinging right back in his direction. So there you have it. Coop still in this game. Don't count him out just yet. On the other side, though, Crunchy now down to 7 builds, has to do something massive in the low ground. He's looking for any kind of frag he can find. This could be his big opportunity here to find the impact that he needs. On the high ground, though, Keox is still doing something big, and there you have it, Aussie. You called it. Coop still making things work with nothing in the inventory, not in the low ground. Someone's right in front of him. He actually gets to the cone. He's just trying to stay alive now. Any placement matters. Remember, he's in first at the moment.
He's jumped up into first. Eyes are on him now, and Coop needs to hold on to the pressure. Can he deal with it? Haven't seen him in this first place position so far this tournament, but he's doing so well. The white tag from behind has to drop back. He's pinned between this player and zone, but no, he can go forward. And there's another player. He misses his shotgun shot, and no, the first one we've seen him miss, and he needed it so badly. But Coop having a phenomenal performance again, going down to Crims. Crunchy on the bottom ground. We saw Sundown talk about it yesterday. Does he like it, Crunchy? Does he like it smooth? Let's see it. He's going forward. He's pushing in, trying to find his way around the corner. 27 points, no builds, 4 eliminations. So a big game, using that harpoon to push forward, wraps around, takes down Booga. He gets the elimination. Booga falls here, which is a big game for him as well. And Crims, the double elimination, back-to-back dubs falls too. So we're going to have such a tight top 10 as Crunchy wants to push his way and cement it higher. The harpoon coming in clutch right now to get him forward, and there's a bunch of loot there. I believe Keox is still on the high ground with the shockwave launcher, so you have to keep that in the back of your mind. Can these players win? Can they overcome the shockwave launchers? We've seen it be so devastating devastating as now Rocket's dropping out too. Crunchy on the low ground has everything against him, but he's holding it strong. Still has builds left to his name, has 4 left, 6 eliminations. Keox goes back up with a shockwave launcher. Crunchy scrambling, jumping in and out of zone, trying to find the angle. The AR comes out and no, he falls. Keox in zone gets the siphon, which could be enough to keep him in it. Nanolight on the high ground. The silent assassin in the back pocket trying to close this one out, and Keox wins it in the heal off, and Nanolight.
It is Coop all the way at the top spot in first after that dominant survival at the low ground. No wins, but look at those eliminations resulting in 45 points.
And the thing I want to note about Coop at the top is he stays holding on to that 10 average placement.